Hi everyone, I'm Rob Ladd. Thanks for tuning in for this edition of the Cavalier Sports Report. Last year, the women's basketball team had one of the most successful years in the college's history, setting new records for wins in a single season and climbing as high as #2 in the national rankings. They were led both on the court and in the classroom by sophomore All-American Crista Bechard. Crista, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's kind of recap your career at Johnson County. You were essentially a two-year starter. You had a pretty good career. You finished as one of the top three-point shooters in the school's history. Well, what are your favorite moments here as a Cavalier?
Probably just meeting all my teammates. Last year and this year, the teams are so much different, but we got along so well, and I've made friends that I'll have, forever. The coaches, they just made me a better person, and it's just been a great 2 years. I was actually recruited by a different coach, Coach Carrier. So it was new and different, playing for a coach that I had no idea about, but it was probably one of the best decisions I could have made so far, so I'm really glad I came here.
And what was that decision like? You mentioned you were recruited by a different coach and you ended up playing for Coach Conrad for 2 seasons. How did you make the decision to go ahead and come to Johnson County?
Well, it was a long decision process. I remember I had it down to 2 schools, Johnson County and then another college, and I just felt like I'd already made my decision, and then Coach Carrier told us she wasn't coming back, and I was at that point where I just was ready to know where I wanted to be, and so I was just like, let's just do it. Let's just go to Johnson County. It'll be fine, and it all worked out. So.
Now, how much did you know about Coach Conrad before you committed to playing for him?
Not a lot. All I'd heard about him was that he was from Iowa and he was very enthusiastic. That's all I knew about him. And those 2 things were true, so it was good.
Enthusiastic is an interesting way of putting it. He's a very intense coach, both in practice and certainly during the games. What's the most difficult or toughest thing about playing for Coach Conrad?
Probably just his intensity. He's very, very competitive. He doesn't like to lose, which is good because, a lot of us didn't either. But just the practices were so intense. We didn't waste any time, and if we got things done, we were in and we were out. But if not, then he wasn't afraid to keep us for however long it took to get things done. So it definitely made me not only physically stronger, but mentally tougher as well. So
it sounds like you liked playing for him.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the best thing about playing for Coach Conrad?
Probably just what he taught me, not only about basketball. I improved so much over 2 years, but also about just life. He'd always, talk about life lessons along with practices, and he just made me such a better person. So.
Now, I mentioned before that you finished as one of the top three-point shooters in the school's history. There were a few different games this year when you went, the Coffeyville game, I guess, stands out. You went 7 of 8 from three-point range. You scored 23 points in that ball game. Are there games where you just feel like, I'm in the zone, get me the ball?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. My teammates definitely know when I'm making, when I'm on target. So they get me the ball. They do a great job. So I have to, good for them for finding me. And Coach Conrad just tells me to let it fly because he always tells me that's the kind of shooter I am, that not to think about it. So I just shoot it and wish that it goes in.
So what are your most memorable games here as a Cavalier?
This year probably at Coffeyville was pretty one of the top games. It'd been a long time since we'd beat Coffeyville at Coffeyville, like 10 or more years, I know. And it went into overtime, and I remember Coach in the huddle before it went over overtime said, it's great to always be able to steal a conference win on the road. And so when we were running into the locker room after we won, I remember running by him, and he was calling us thieves for stealing the game. And we were just going crazy in the locker room, and it was just a great game and a great win for us. So.
And you've had kind of a unique opportunity so far in your career. There's a player and a very good friend of yours that you've had the pleasure of playing from elementary school all the way throughout college. Talk a little bit about Melissa Nelson.
Well, Melissa is a very good friend of mine. We've been playing since we were in first grade together. And I don't know, it's just, I've never really known anything different. She's always been on my team. She makes me a better player, and we're very close, and it's just so easy to play with her that 2 more years, why not? So it'll be nice to end our careers together.
And you will have 2 more years. You've committed now to Fort Hays State in addition to Melissa. Do you think that on-court chemistry helps you guys out when you're in the game, having just known each other for so long?
Definitely, yeah. There will be times where I wouldn't even have to look down the floor. I could just throw it because I know she'd be there. So it's definitely nice. We don't even have to say anything. We kind of know what each other's thinking, and it really helps us on the court. So.
Now you've committed to Fort Hays State. What are you looking forward to as you continue your career?
Probably just being able to finish out playing ball, 4 years in college. I never thought I would do that. I love Fort Hays, the town Hays. It's very familiar to me. I have family down there, so it'll be nice to see them because I hardly get to see them right now. So I'll be closer to them. And it just seems like a really fun college town, and I feel like I'd really fit in. So.
Now, school is something that it sounds like has maybe not always come easy to you, but yeah, it's something that you have excelled in this year. You won the Cavalier's Academic Award, and you were one of 2 female athletes for female kind of scholar athlete of the year. Talk about the school side at Johnson County.
Well, Johnson County is a very good academic school. That's one of the reasons why I came here, because I knew academically it was strong. And I don't know, school's just always been important to me. In high school, I did well in school, and I thought, okay, in college, it'd probably be a lot tougher. And my parents told me, you don't have to get all A's, as long as you try your best. But I thought, I'm going to try. And I did, and it's just, I just try to find time to study, and Coach Conrad has us do study tables, and so he really makes sure the academics are put first, so that really helped me. But just time management is basically what has helped me in these past 2 years, and so it worked.
You've wrapped up a really successful career at Johnson County. I wish you luck as you move on to Fort Hays State next year.
Thank you very much.
That's going to wrap up this edition of the Cavalier Sports Report. For Crista Bechard, I'm Rob Ladd. We'll see you next time.